If you're looking for a shortcut to, being genuinely well-informed, you are definitely in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into the tech stack behind instant, real-time communication. Think about Google Meet or even Discord in your browser, that moment you hit join. Our mission here is to really pull apart how we got past simple chat to these slick systems handling video, voice, and data. We're talking WebRTC, Flutter, Firebase, and even touching on AI and IoT hardware integration.
It's quite an architectural journey, actually, and it's worth remembering how tricky this used to be not that long ago, maybe less than 10 years. Building something where people could just instantly see and hear each other, that was serious heavy lifting. Months of work. You were dealing with custom servers, proprietary codecs, unreliable browser plugins. It was, frankly, a bit of a nightmare.
Right, so how did we leap from that mess to clicking a link and getting high-quality video almost instantly on pretty much any device? Where did the change come from?
The big game changer was an open standard, WebRTC, Web Real-Time Communication.
WebRTC. Okay, so what fundamental problems did that standard solve for developers? What did it take off their plate?
It's basically a huge abstraction layer. WebRTC allows browsers, phones, devices, whatever, to talk directly to each other, peer-to-peer or P2P. The key thing is WebRTC handles the really hard stuff automatically. Things like finding the best way to encode the video and audio, keeping it all synchronized, and crucially, it deals with NAT traversal. That's the headache of getting connections through home routers and corporate firewalls. Suddenly, developers didn't need to be deep networking gurus. They could focus on the app itself.
Okay, so it hides a lot of that network complexity. And you're saying that underneath it all, whether it's a simple chat or something way more complex, it boils down to just three core concepts, three pillars.
Exactly. Three fundamental pillars. The first one is all about capturing the world around the device. That's the media stream. This API gives your application access, secure, permission-based access, of course, to the hardware, camera, mic.
Alles klar. Ich liefere dir A, B und C. Da du C nicht definiert hast, ergänze ich C Ultrakurzfassung Cheat Sheet, damit du 3 nützliche Versionen bekommst. A. Entwicklerdokumentation. Ausführlich und professionell. Erst. Zweck des Systemprompts. Ein Systemprompt definiert Identität, Verhalten, Grenzen und Ziele eines KI-Assistenten. Es stellt sicher, dass der Assistent konsistent bleibt, keine falschen Rollen annimmt, nutzerfreundlich reagiert, Markenidentität transportiert und vor allem berechenbar agiert. 2. Struktur eines professionellen Systemprompts. 2.1 Rollenbeschreibung. Definiert, wer die KI ist. Beispiel: Du bist ein digitaler Hörakustikassistent von Akui, einer modernen Lifestyle-Hörgerätemarke. 2.2 Mission, Ziele. Definiert, was die KI tun darf und tun soll. Hörstatus einschätzen. Bedürfnisse der Nutzer verstehen. Klare Empfehlungen ableiten. Keine medizinische Diagnose, keine unnötigen Fragen. 2.3 Verhaltensregeln. Steuern, Stil, Ton und Grenzen. Immer nur eine Frage. Kurze, klare, freundliche Sätze. Keine internen Gedanken offenlegen. Kein Fachjargon ohne Erklärung. Keine Angstkommunikation, keine medizinischen Versprechen. 2 und 4 Dialoglogik. Das wichtigste Element. Es legt fest, wie der Assistent Entscheidungen trifft, ohne sein Denken preiszugeben. Beispiele: Wenn Nutzer vage antwortet, freundlich präzisieren. Wenn Audiogramm vorhanden, Analyse anbieten. Wenn Nutzer Prioritäten nennt, passende Geräte filtern. Wenn Nutzer Preise fragt, Preiskategorien erklären. Wenn Nutzer bereit ist, Termin, Infopfad öffnen. 2.5 Markenwissen. Für Akui sind das Teile wie Produktlinien, Preise, Services, Abholservice versus Gold Service, Zielgruppe, Tonalität, Lifestyle, modern, jung, kein Seniorenklischee. Schnars 2.6 Output-Regeln. Leiten das Format der Antwort. Maxen 3 der 4 Sätze. Eine Frage am Ende, klare UI-Sprache, keine Emojis, wenn nicht markenkonform, keine Gedankenprozesse formulieren. 3. Best Practices für Entwickler. Systemprompt nur mit stabilen Regeln füllen. Markenwissen direkt integrieren. Strenge Output-Regeln. Laxere Input-Regeln. Nur 1 bis 2 klare Ziele pro Dialogphase. Kein Overengineering. Immer mit Beispieldialogen testen. 4. Erweiterung, Anpassung. Ein Systemprompt ist modular. Neue Produkte, Services oder Tonalitäten können einfach ergänzt werden. B. API-Version. Kompakt und technisch. You can see the code in our conversation history. C. Ultrakurzfassung Cheat Sheet. 1 Minute. Identität. Du bist Akui, ein moderner, freundlicher, digitaler Hörakustikassistent. Ziele. Hörstatus einschätzen. Passende Geräte empfehlen. Nutzer klar und einfach führen. Regeln. Eine Frage pro Antwort. Kurze, klare Sätze. Keine Diagnosen. Kein Fachjargon ohne Erklärung. Keine internen Gedanken zeigen. Dialogfluss. 1. Bedarf klären. 2. Situation abfragen. 3. Prioritäten. Preis, Größe, Komfort. 4. Gerät oder Info empfehlen. 5. Eine Frage stellen. Wenn du willst, erstelle ich dir auch D. Ein vollständiges, einsatzbereites Prompt-Dokument E. Eine Version speziell für dein Branding. F. Eine Version für App-Embedding, zum Beispiel Promptly. Sag mir einfach, welche du brauchst.
Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're getting into the architecture of the AQUI Consulting Assistant.
Right.
And on the surface, you see this really elegant conversational AI. It helps people through what can be a pretty complex purchase high-end hearing aids.
But the real story, and what we're digging into, is that tension.
What tension is that?
The tension between that friendly, very open-feeling conversation and the extremely rigid and structured logic that's running everything underneath.
That's a perfect way to put it. Our mission today is really to pull those two layers apart.
Exactly. How does AQI make it feel like a premium showroom experience, where you feel heard, but do it all with structured code?
So we're looking at both sides of it, the conversational design, the UX.
And the technical plumbing, the Node.js backend, the fixed decision trees, all of it.
Absolutely. So for you, the listener, our goal is simple. We want you to see the strategic constraints that actually make this whole system work.
What are the rules that keep it friendly?
And what are the technical bits that guarantee you get a reliable price in Swiss francs at the end? We're looking for the why, not just the what. Okay, so let's start with that visible layer, the personality, the user experience.
Yeah.
AQI isn't just another chatbot. They were very specific. They wanted this high-end consultative persona.
Like a digital sales consultant, but for a modern lifestyle brand.
What were the big rules for that tone?
Oh, the rules are incredibly tight. I mean,
Wow.
it's a high-value product, and it's sensitive. The tone has to be friendly, clear, modern, digital first.
And they have controls to stop it from using certain language, right?
Strict controls, no fear terms, nothing that sounds too clinical or old-fashioned. The whole point is to demystify it.
Position it as part of a proactive lifestyle.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense from a branding perspective. But there's one mechanical rule that really dictates the entire flow.
Oh, I know which one you mean.
It stops you from getting that overwhelming feeling you get from, a giant web form.
And that rule is the absolute backbone of the UX. The system must never ask more than one question at a time.
One at a time.
Think about it. For a complex medical device, if you just throw a wall of questions at someone, they'll get confused. They'll drop off.
But by limiting it to just a single focused request.
It forces the system to be incredibly structured. Every single answer maps directly to the next logical step. There's no ambiguity.
So it's not conversational freedom. It's more like a rigorously guided tour.
A guided tour. And that tour has 3 main paths, depending on what the user says they need right at the start.
Okay, what are they?
You've got the info paths for people who just want to understand hearing loss. Then the device paths, which is what we're focused on. That's products and pricing.
And the third?
The direct paths. That's for the power users who already know what model they want. But no matter which path you take, the goal is the same. Transparent, encouraging, and clear. And to manage that, to keep it consistent, the system relies on a totally fixed 5-step decision flow.
Okay, so this is the backbone.
The absolute backbone. It dictates the questions in the UI and the branching logic in the Node.js backend. That one question rule would fall apart without this rigidity.
All right, let's trace that journey. We should probably use the German tags from the source material, since that's what the backend is built on.
Good idea.
So step 1 is need, or Bedarf. Simple opening, how can I help you today? But it quickly moves to step 2, which is the first real fork in the road.
Discretion. Discretion.
It asks if absolute invisibility is the most important thing for the user.
And this is where the logic starts to, really show its value. The discretion step is a huge filter. If the user says yes, discretion is everything.
Then the system makes an assumption.
It assumes they'll prioritize form factor, so the flow might jump them straight over to the budget question to narrow things down fast.
And what if they say knees or eagle, no, or they don't care?
Then the system thinks, okay, hearing quality is probably more important, so it routes them toward the lifestyle questions first before budget.
So that one API endpoint, API-ask, is just checking that simple response.
Constantly. It checks JNegal, and that immediately sets the next step variable. It's just classic, fast, condition-based routing.
Super efficient. Okay, so after that branching, we get to the really critical step 3, budget.
Right. Economy, mid-range or middle class, and premium.
Then comes lifestyle, where you tell it where you need help hearing. At work, with family, in a noisy restaurant.
And then the final input step is features or function. This is the tech stuff. Do you need Bluetooth, a rechargeable battery, an AKU?
A fancy noise filter, the garage filter.
Exactly.
So we have 5 steps of input: need, discrete, budget, lifestyle, features. But, and this is where the architecture really shows itself, after collecting all that data, the final recommendation pretty much ignores most of it.
It relies almost exclusively on just one of those inputs.
And that's the genius of it. The AI asks all these questions to make you feel heard and understood.
But the actual decision, the one that selects the physical device, it all hinges on the budget you selected.
Hold on. So if I tell the AI that discretion is vital and that I'm in noisy work meetings all day, but then I pick the economy budget,
The system prioritizes the budget.
it just ignores my other needs.
For the device selection, yes. The recommend device function is designed for, let's call it brutal efficiency. It checks the financial tier economy, mid, or premium, and that immediately maps to one of 3 fixed internal devices.
So what's the point of the lifestyle and feature steps then? Is it just to make the user feel validated?
It serves 2 purposes. First, yes, validation. It lets the AI say, based on your need for noisy environments, this mid-range device is a great fit. It connects the dots for the user.
And the second purpose?
This is more important. Those inputs heavily influence the service package recommendation. The device might be locked in by budget, but the service level, the support, the maintenance, that's where your lifestyle needs come back into play.
That is fascinating. That simplification is.
Yeah.
It's really strategic.
Hey.
Okay, let's go to the engine room. The plumbing, you mentioned Node.js. Why that?
Well, Node.js, especially with something like Express and handling cores, is perfect for its non-blocking I/O.
Meaning?
Remember, the AI is just asking one question, firing off a tiny, fast request to API-ask, getting a response that sets the next step, and then asking the next question.
So it's just managing thousands of these really quick, sequential micro requests.
Precisely. And Node is built for that. It can handle all those concurrent requests without getting bogged down. It keeps the conversation feeling instant, like a real showroom. If it lagged, the whole illusion would shatter.
But the real power isn't just Node, it's the fixed data layer, right?
Yeah.
The source material shows a huge external catalog of devices, but the backend doesn't seem to care about that.
Not at all. The entire consultation is locked down by 2 predefined datasets, products and services. The engineers were smart. They mapped that huge potential catalog down to just 3 internal controlled products for the engine to use.
And those 3 are?
They map one-to-one with the budget tiers. Economy is the AQI Air Mini at 1750 CHF, the AQI Air Pro 2900 CHF, and Premium is the AQI Silk Nano at 3500 CHF.
That structure is bulletproof for the business.
Of course. Imagine trying to dynamically select from 12 models. You'd have chaos with inventory, warranty, margins. Here, they trade choice in the consultation for guaranteed operational reliability later on.
That makes perfect sense. So recommend device just pulls the price and type based on that single budget choice. Instant recommendation.
Yep. And after that, you get to the 2 big action steps, the parts that require real back-end calculation, not just asking a question.
Okay, what are they?
First is recommend device, which fires right after the feature step. The second is build price summary, which runs after the user picks their service package. Those are the 2 calculation gates.
All right, let's look at that service selection. This is where you said the lifestyle and features inputs come back into play.
Right. It's to guide the user to the right level of support. And again, the tiers are fixed and transparent.
What are they?
You have online, which is 0 francs, very minimal. Pickup is 72020 CHF for some local support. And then gold is the big one, 1600 CHF. It's the most comprehensive package.
And if a user said they had a complex lifestyle?
The AI is designed to gently nudge them toward the gold package. It can say, because you need great hearing at work, this package with more support appointments makes the most sense. It justifies the cost using the user's own answers.
And the final stage is all about that transparency, just like in a high-end store where all the costs are clear.
This is where the build summary function does its thing.
What's the logic?
It's beautiful, really. The build summary function just takes 2 simple inputs, the device data name and price, and the service package data name and price.
And the calculation is just addition.
Just device.price plus service.price equals total price. No dynamic discounts, no hidden fees. It's clean.
And the output isn't just a number. It's broken down.
Oh, absolutely. The response is highly structured. It has to be to meet that transparency mandate. It explicitly lists the device, like a QUI, Silk Nano, then the service package, like Gold.
And it even shows the features of that package.
It does. It will include details like 9 in Pasterman 2J, 9 fitting appointments over 2 years. And then at the bottom, clearly formatted, is the final total price in CHF. It's an itemized receipt generated in seconds.
So the whole loop closes perfectly. It starts friendly, funnels you down to a reliable tier, and ends with this bulletproof financial summary.
Exactly. It's a closed system designed to feel open. The seamlessness isn't from some super complex linguistic AI. It's from rigid logic that guarantees every answer leads to a reliable, pre-validated recommendation and a transparent price.
So if we step back, the big takeaway here is that the AQR assistant successfully marries this friendly, modern conversational layer with an extremely rigid, predictable technical spine.
Driven by Node.js and that fixed data layer.
Yeah. The whole consultation is less about finding the perfect device out of 100 and more about finding the perfect tier.
And then justifying that tier with the right service package. And that constraint using those predefined tiers is the key. It's what makes the whole thing immediate, reliable, and transparent.
And that reliability is everything when you're dealing with high-value healthcare purchases.
It has to be.
It provides clarity where there's usually a lot of ambiguity. Okay, so as you reflect on this whole architecture, think about the impact of that total transparency. The service details clearly state